What's up, Scorpio, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tawny Michelle, and basically I do a lot of cool spiritual shit like tarot cards and tarot readings, and I don't know why I said tarot cards, but tarot readings, astrology, and all that cool shit. So if that's your vibe, make sure to subscribe before you leave if you end up liking this video, and if not, that's cool too. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So happy June 2020, Scorpio. And that is what this reading is for. Obviously, I'm sure you can see by the title. So this month for you guys is pretty interesting. So we have a lot of 8th, 9th house activity and a lot of 5th house activity, which tells me you guys have been really busy trying to figure out what it is that you desire, what it is that you want to do out into the world, how you can even maybe bring your passions and your desires out into the world, or as your passion, not your passion, but your purpose. Like, how can you turn what you love into your purpose? And that's what I see here in your cards as well. Your cards are really interesting. There's a lot of kind of like peace and harmony vibes, which is weird for you guys. I don't know if you're just like, possibly some of you may be falling in love, or if some of you guys met someone, or if you're just surrounded by really loving people or supportive people. If not, then that is what you're looking for. That's what you're wishing for. It could be that too, because your cards are very interesting and we'll get into them in a minute. But because I'm late with some of these readings, including yours, we just had the Sagittarius eclipse on June 5th, which was a partial eclipse, but nonetheless still a really big fucking deal. And it was in a place for you that is all about what you value, what you think is worth something, what you think is valuable, your own self-worth, what you have to offer the world. And I think that was a huge moment for you where you may have started to realize, like, what am I here for? What's my place in the world? What can I offer to other people? What is my purpose here? And that's what you're really going into for the next couple months, actually, because you have all of this 9th house energy coming that's already started. So anyways, let's get into your cards and we'll get back to your astrology in a sec. So the first few oracle cards you have are I speak with good intent. You also have I honor virtue. And you also have I benefit with gratitude. Freaking love gratitude cards, right? You gotta love them. So what I see here, Scorpio, is some of you guys could be in situations where, especially sometime this month, where you have to kind of watch what you say. And I see that in your cards too, which is really interesting. So yeah, there may be a situation where you've been having to kind of watch what you say, or you haven't had the right intentions for saying something that you've said, and maybe it's caused some kind of issue. Or maybe you've had to defend yourself in some kind of issue, but maybe you could do it in a different way. Something along those lines where it has to do with, speaking and your intention with speaking. Now, with I honor virtue and I benefit with gratitude, I really think that's coming up because of that Sagittarius eclipse we had, which, like I said, is in a place for you that has to do with your worth, the worth of, what you have, what you value, what your virtues are, and really like re-examining what you view as valuable and what you view as having meaning, if that makes sense, like really re-examining your belief systems and the way that you talk about certain things, or what you actually invest your time and energy and your priorities. And so I think you've been, and possibly even money and income as well, finances, something to do with that. So there could be something that you've been really, really wanting, or that you've been really, really working on, that you really want to get out into the world, or that you really want other people to see your talents or gifts or what you're worth, but you may be questioning things a little bit, and that's kind of what I see in your cards. So the first tarot card that we have is the World. So very, very interesting, and it came out with the Star, which is even more interesting. So we already start off your reading with 2 major arcana cards, so that's a big fucking deal. That tells me right away that your month's gonna be pretty lit. So once again, what's my place in the world? How can I shine a light on something? Or how can I bring light to something? How can I really shine. Like, how can I shine? And it's not like you want I don't think it's that you want the spotlight all on you. I think you just want to be noticed for something, Scorpio, or you have some kind of wish, dream, desire that's really fueling you right now, which is really, really interesting. This reading is really cool, actually. But you have something that you really are wishing for, hoping for, and you're really putting this energy out into the world. Some of you could really be helping, with a lot of the things going on in the world right now, a lot of the craziness that we have going on. Some of you could really be sparking some kind of change in these areas, or helping some kind of cause, or donating or something, bringing people together. That's what I see, because next we have the Two of Cups. So there's almost this intention of bringing people together, or coming full circle with something, or connecting to someone. And this is a big connection. So for those of you that relate to connecting with someone on a very deeper personal spiritual level, that is what I see here for some of you. Now, this is a general reading and I don't want to get too specific. That way more people can relate to it. That's why I'm kind of giving you options here on different things that I'm picking up on with the cards. But yeah, so others of you are just really trying to bring people together, or really trying to spark or incite some kind of change, some kind of connection. And I really think it's beautiful, some kind of harmony, really. You understand that, you're almost using these times, or this darkness, to bring people together and to show people the light, and some of this stuff may be helping you connect and see the other side of something with that Two of Cups there emotionally. Some of the stuff that's been going on, whether in your personal life or in the collective, in the world, may be helping you see the other side to something, or connect to someone, or a specific situation, an emotional situation, on a deeper level with that Two of Cups there, which I think is really cool. So this is kind of like your first little bit of June here, since we are moving into the middle of the month almost. We start with the Seven of Cups, the Magician, and then the Page of Pentacles. So once again, this tells me, Scorpio, that you are working on something. Like, seriously working on something. Resources, you're gathering resources, you are really possibly researching, studying. You really have some kind of emotional pull to something, which is really interesting. And I'd really love to hear below, if you're relating to this, what it is, because this reading is really intriguing me. It's definitely not, it's definitely different than, the last few readings I've done for you guys. So anyways, but with the Seven of Cups and the Magician, this could be a little bit of confusion on where to get certain help, resources, possessions, or how to kind of manifest something into your life that you really are wanting, or that you're trying to work on, if that makes sense. So there could be a little bit of confusion there towards the middle of the month with something. This could have some confusion to do with a particular job or situation with the Page of Pentacles here, or a particular person, okay? But this is really cool. So some of you guys could be even into rituals, or doing some kind of spells for manifesting, something along those lines. But I do see something being birthed here into the physical realm by mid to end June for you guys, Scorpio, which is really cool. Some of you guys could be learning a new skill, learning a new hobby, learning a new creative project, with all that fifth house energy as well going on. So this is really cool. There is some confusion around it though, but I do think it gets straightened out as the month goes on, okay? So I do want to make that clear. Now, I feel like I'm missing something. Some of you guys could be considering going back to school for something, or taking a course for something. And yeah, so that's what I'm getting from mid-month. So towards, mid going into your end month, we have the Seven of Wands. Okay, so this is kind of where we get into that energy of I speak with good intent that we were talking about, and honoring your virtues, things like that. This is where I see you kind of re-examining your beliefs. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands and the Fool. So towards the end of the month, I do see you guys kind of needing to clear your space, clear your energy, start from like a blank slate kind of thing, because there may have been something you were taking on, or you may have been taking on too much, or you may be taking on other people's energy, or even the energy of media, because then we have the Page of Swords. So you may have been watching too much media or just getting too much into other people's energy. So you want to make sure you do have some boundaries here, because I see that well with the Page of Swords and the Nine of Wands. I always say 9 for knights and knights for nines by accident. So yeah, so you want to make sure that you are watching what you say, how you say things, that you are recharging your energy, that you are, meditating, breathing, yoga, doing some kind of exercise or practice, spiritual discipline, spiritual practice to really get you back in tune with your energy. And I'm not trying to sound all woo-woo here. I mean, that's just kind of what I'm getting. Another thing is that you may be struggling with someone towards the end of the month here that may not really understand from their level of consciousness, from their level of consciousness, why they are bothering you, or how they are bothering you, or even that they are bothering you, if that makes sense. So if you are dealing with someone that is bothering you, they may be ignorant to the fact that they're even bothering you, or they may just not know as much as you may think that they do, because things are going to get a little bit weird right now in the next couple weeks because of this Mars-Neptune aspect that we have, which is going to make things really foggy, and it's going to be really easy to kind of get caught up in other people's shit, other people's energy, other people's fights, other people's just shit, basically stress, all of that. So you want to make sure that you are having your boundaries, that you're setting clear boundaries, and that you are being wise. That's what's coming to me here, being wise with how you speak, what you say, and that you're not taking on too much here, okay? That you're not taking on too much, that you kind of keep a foot on the ground, don't float away and be like a Pisces, and all of that. So bottom of the deck is very interesting. We have the Chariot, the Five of Cups, and the Hermit for the first 3 cards. So this tells me that either in the recent past or sometime this month, or for some of you, you may need some space, okay? You may need to get away, maybe go on a short trip, something like that. You may need some space here to really kind of recollect yourself, and to possibly, like I even said, if you're watching too much media or just online too much, it could really start getting to you this month. Specifically, Scorpio. So you do want to kind of be weary of that. But I do see you needing to collect yourself here, possibly needing to take a trip, get away, kind of just go into hermit mode for, even if it's just a day or two, or a week or two, whatever you feel is right for you. Because I do feel like you were feeling stuck for a while there with the Devil and this Four of Cups energy here. It's kind of like this boredom, complacency, powerlessness, stuck feeling, and kind of being ungrateful, just like I benefit with gratitude. Things could be a lot different than what they appear to be right now, Scorpio. So it may be easy to get caught up into being ungrateful, or feeling like you wish things were different, or whatever the case may be, but you have to kind of focus on what you do want rather than just what you don't want, if that makes sense. So, and that's going to help you a lot, extremely more than continuing to focus on what you don't want, because that's not going to do anything. But I do see you re-examining your values, your beliefs, what you consider worthy, what you consider meaningful to you. And so let's go ahead and get to your astrology. So the main theme that I wrote down for you guys was getting out of your comfort zones this month. So there is this kind of energy of getting unstuck, of really completing some kind of really huge cycle that you may have been going through for a while. Now, on the 18th, we have Mercury going retrograde in a spot for you that is all about your belief systems, your different basically your education, like your beliefs on the world, your philosophies, if you're religious, not religious, whatever you identify as. It's also about foreign travels. It's also about education. It's also about really just kind of getting out of your comfort zones. It can also be about publishing or bringing something into the world, which we've already kind of talked about. So Mercury retrograding here, you're really kind of reevaluating where you feel comfortable and what feels like home to you, because it's retrograding in Cancer. What feels like home to you? What feels comfortable to you in terms of your beliefs, the way that your outlook on the world, your place in the world, your purpose, your path, these kinds of things, like these big philosophical questions and you know what it is. And also some of you guys may be reflecting if you have some kind of beliefs that you encountered or that you know you kind of grew up with because they were from your family, specifically possibly a motherly figure. You may be reevaluating these beliefs once Mercury goes retrograde at the end of this month. Now, on the 21st, we have the Cancer lunar eclipse, which is also happening in the same place for you, all about your beliefs, you know, foreign travels, your outlook on life and the world, and you know what has meaning and purpose for you. But this eclipse is going to be aspecting Mars and a place for you that's all about your passions, your desires, etc. So this is going to bring up a theme of, once again, getting out of your comfort zone, your passions, your creative pursuits and ventures, your goals, your achievements, also possibly travel, or learning or trying to figure out how you can make something that you love into your purpose and to your mission, right? But to do that, maybe some kind of change or sacrifice must happen. This could also be some kind of romance that possibly comes into your life, and the person could be not your average type, or they could be from a different area or from a different country, or maybe they were just even born in a different country. It could be some kind of long distance thing for some of you. And if not, it could even just be a friend if it's not romantic. So on the 25th, Venus goes direct, and this is going direct in a place for you that is all about your shared resources, your shared finances, any kind of money, resources, homes, possessions that you share with another party, institution, company, person, whatever. So loans, investments, businesses, things like that. So when Venus has been retrograding in here for you, so you've been really re-examining your finances, your credit, you know, any loans, any debt that you may have. And it's really been bringing up this stuff so you can kind of work it out and fix it. Now, this house is also all about intimate relationships as well, change, transformations. So Venus may have been bringing up some themes with that as well this last month or so. Now on the 27th, Mars moves in a spot for you, Scorpio, that is all about your work life, your daily routines, your schedules, your plans, your pets, if you have any pets, and then also your health. So when Mars moves into this, it's going to really amp it up. So what could possibly happen here is you could get super motivated. You could have a lot of drive to work on the things you need to do, to complete schedules, to complete tasks, to get in shape even. But you want to be careful with this because, and this is important for you because Mars is your ruler. So when Mars goes into the sign of Aries, which is your 6th house, especially if you're a Scorpio rising, make sure you watch your other signs as well so you can get the full picture. But when Mars goes in here, you may want to make sure that you don't burn yourself out, okay? Because you may get like too excited or too passionate, or just be going way too fast and taking on too much. Therefore, you may get burnt out or may not be getting enough sleep. You just may be burning energy, okay? And there can be some downsides to that, obviously. Now, on the 30th, Jupiter retrograde and Pluto retrograde will be joining again for the second time. The first time they joined was the beginning of April when they were both direct. So if you want to think back to the beginning of April, what was going on in your life around that time. and if there was any opportunities that came up, or just any kind of changes in your life, significant changes that came up around that time. This could be a reflection of that, or something could come back around. Now, this is a spot for you that deals with your neighborhood, your community, your close friends, your cousins, your siblings, how you speak, how you interact with people, how you interact with your environment, your local environment, and all these different things. Also, it could be where you are, working on something to do with the internet or technology, online, writing, doing something with speaking or communication, which that's another theme that, we have in your reading. So yeah, so that's going to conjunct on the 30th, like I said. So it may bring up some situations, plans, social situations that need to be readdressed, or even some opportunities that need to be relooked at or something. So that is what I'm getting for you, Scorpio. Let me know down below if this reading resonated and how you liked it. I'd love to hear your feedback. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye.